Welcome to my vertical obsession, and today we are talking about They Loved Me Too Late, which is on DramaBox. This one is about Joy Bennett, who ended up moving in with Gavin and Elliot Rangers, who ended up moving in with Gavin and Elliot Reynolds after her parents were killed because she viewed their mother as her aunt. So she was taken in and they grew up together, and it was believed that she would always end up marrying either Gavin or Elliot. And that was until Megan showed up, who was the maid's daughter, who ended up manipulating Gavin and Elliot and making them believe that Joy was the problem and Joy was causing all these issues. And they believed it hook, line, and sinker every single time, no matter if Joy tried to tell them, no, this was Megan, she did this. They believed her. So Joy was given the opportunity to marry Nathan Harrington, and at first she wasn't sure she wanted to, but then as things continued to get worse and Megan nearly tried to kill her with lilies, which she's allergic to, she decided enough was enough, and she was going to accept the offer to marry Nathan. So, after being told that Nathan would come and get her in so many days, she counted down the days until she could leave the house. And when she started packing up her things, Gavin and Elliot ended up kicking her out of the house, and Nathan ended up showing up just in time to rescue her and bring her to his house, which Elliot and Gavin didn't quite understand. They didn't know that she was getting married. They were told every so often, but it wasn't sinking in. They just believed that Joy was having a temper tantrum and that she would come back and all would be right. However, she had left and she was not coming back. And it was Gavin at first who was told of the video feed for the pool incident where Megan tried to blame Joy for stealing the Reynolds mother's necklace and then pushing Joy and herself into the pool, which in course Megan made it seem like Joy pushed her, which wasn't the case. And once Gavin saw that and realized he had been manipulated, he's slowly trying to figure out what else did Megan manipulate, what else did he not see clearly. And of course, Elliot wasn't aware of this, and he still believed that Joy was being mean and not being fair to Megan, but Gavin kept saying, no, shut up, and trying to stand up for her now, but it was too late. She's marrying Nathan. And eventually, Elliot realized just how much they were bullying Joy and just how much they were believing Megan and her lies, to the fact that they slowly started to give Megan the treatment that they gave Joy to try and make up for all the issues that they had caused Joy in the past. But Joy still wasn't going to forgive them or accept their apology. Whereas Nathan was doing everything in his power to prove that he would put her first, he would care for her, he loved her. He also mentioned how that they had met years ago, but she didn't remember, and he had told her that he had been bullied on a school grounds, and she had shown up and had gotten rid of the bullies and had been nice to him, and ever since then he's been in love with her, and he was going to do everything he could to put her first. And Gavin and Elliot still tried to get Joy to forgive them and give them a second chance, but Joy was not going to have it. And in the end, Joy gets married to Nathan. She ends up pregnant and just walks away from Gavin and Elliot. And at the end there, you hear that Gavin and Elliot have said that she just doesn't care about them anymore, which is fair because of all that they put her through. So this one was kind of interesting because there was this sense I got from Gavin when watching it that he wasn't fully on board with bullying her. He was very hesitant from the scenes, but it was always Elliot and Megan who were kind of initiating it. And Gavin would always kind of step in a little too late, but he would step in to keep it from going too far. Or going way too far. But he never stopped it from happening in the first place. And also there were times where he wanted to help Joy, but then Megan would stand up and pull him or tell him they need to do something, so he would end up away from her. So I kind of got this sense that Gavin still cared for her, but just still believed Megan and wanted to be there for Megan. And I was kind of hoping that maybe Gavin would be the one to break away before she left, before Joy left. It just never happened. I was, however, glad that he was the one to realize that Megan was manipulating them first, because you could see that hesitation when they were bullying Joy. So I kind of, there was parts that I wish Gavin stood up more, because I could see it that he wanted to. You could get this sense he wanted to, but Megan and Elliot weren't letting him. And then there were other parts where he was just being cruel. So I'm like, there was very interesting side to Gavin versus Elliot, who is just an ass because of Megan's manipulation. So it's like, I knew there was never anything there. But I was kind of rooting a little bit for Gavin, I'd say. And I was kind of hoping that maybe Joy could forgive Gavin because of him stepping in and trying to stop things when he did. That maybe she could find it in her heart to kind of forgive him. Elliot, no, never. But I saw a little bit of a softer side to Gavin. And I thought maybe there was a chance that they could find forgiveness. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I was hoping that maybe they could find a place of forgiveness or end in a good place versus how they ended it with Gavin and Elliot still trying to get her back, get her to come back. I didn't like that ending. I would have rather them to kind of realize we screwed up, she's happy now. Let us step away and hope that maybe there is a chance that she could forgive us at some point and we could be in her lives, type of thing. So I did kind of hope for that when watching the series, especially the end. But I get why that never occurred, and I knew it wasn't going to happen. But I was a little bit hopeful that maybe it would. At least with Gavin, not Elliot. Elliot was just an ass the entire time. But for Joy, I was happy that she got her happy ending. She got the boy. She got someone who loved her and put her first. She deserved that, especially everything she had been through, because they chose to believe Megan over her every time, even though they grew up with her versus Megan. So you'd think that they would believe her over Megan. But that's just my thought. And another thing about this one, it had Mr. Jennings Brower in this, and I was very excited to see that, because that was one of the reasons why I did watch the series. That and the fact that I kept seeing ads for it on TikTok. So it made me want to see what happened next, especially when one of the ads showed Jennings playing Nathan, and I was like, okay, now I need to go and watch this. So, and I know he's done a bunch. I've seen a couple of them. I haven't seen a lot because they're on some of the apps that I haven't been watching as much. So I'm slowly working through the different apps now. But I love getting to see him. And I need to definitely watch more of them, because I've been following him on TikTok for a while. Always enjoy his TikTok. So when he started doing these verticals, I was like, yes! Now I get to watch him in like series. So it's very fun to see that, and I'm very happy to see him doing these. And I hope to continue to see him do more of these roles and continue to do well, because he's just a sweetheart. I adore him. But I don't think this one was a little bit of a smaller review, and I thought I had more to say, but I enjoyed it. It was very cute. Again, it's a very typical vertical. And I've been noticing a little bit more that some of the verticals don't end in that very happy ending anymore. That there are a lot that are kind of having sadder and having endings where someone ends up unhappy or doesn't get the girl or loses the girl or loses the guy. So I've been seeing that a little bit more. Whereas verticals used to be that the couple would fight, they'd break up, they'd lose faith in each other, but somehow by the end they're back together. So it's kind of nice not to see everything wrapped up so nicely like they used to be. I mean, they still end happy because the girl ends up with someone else and gets her fairy tale ending. But the other main characters are the ones who are left behind and aren't happy, and that's what I'm kind of seeing a little bit more. So it's kind of interesting to see that, where things don't wrap up and not everyone gets their happy ending, in a sense. So, but this was DramaBox's They Love Me Too Late. If I was to give it a rating, I'd say about 7.5 out of 10. Because it was cute. I did love the story. Wanted to smack the boys multiple times. Gavin and Elliot. They, of course, both deserve to be smacked multiple times. But I still enjoyed the story. So this has been my vertical obsession, and until next time.